Hey guys, this is Mel with Well by Mel, and I wanted to bring you a video that I kind of pirated from someone else here on YouTube. So if you would prefer to see this in a man's voice or hear it in a man's voice, then you can go ahead and check out the plant-based athlete. Who basically read this exact same statement off of Dr. Garth Davis's Facebook page. You can also check it out. I will provide the link to Dr. Garth Davis below for his Facebook page, and I'll also provide a link to the plant-based athlete in case, again, you want to hear this in a man's voice instead of my own, because I basically just stole this from him, but I got permission. So this is Dr. Garth Davis. He is from Texas. He is a weight loss surgery expert, and he has been prescribing an animal-free, plant-based diet to his patients for weight loss and health. And this is what he wrote on his Facebook page, August 20th. It says, "What will it take to make people understand that carbs do not make people fat? Patients come in to see me for weight loss related issues. When asked what they think what the central problem is, the answer is always carbs. Yet every diet blog I look at is loaded with animal protein and fat. Just about everybody is eating eggs and sausage for breakfast. I can't tell you how often Jimmy Dean sausages are mentioned. Then everyone has sandwiches for lunch. They're quick to point out that they use turkey meat, though. That's what I hear a lot too. Yes, people snack on junk food, but the number one food is chips, and chips really are more fat than carbs. Dinner is always a meat and a vegetable, but the meat takes center stage. Like most people, when they're making their dinner, they go, okay, this is the meat, and then they, the vegetables and grains and everything else, the plant stuff is usually a second thought. Junk food is certainly present, but things like donuts are more fat than carbs. So things that people are consuming that they think are carbs are actually really mostly fat or high fat foods. We get more protein than any other country in the whole world. The USA gets more protein than anyone else. All my patients are eating ample to excessive amounts of protein when they come to see me. So how is this high protein working for us? It's kind of a fad thing right now. Everyone I talk to is like, I've got to get enough protein. I'm eating protein at every meal. Protein, protein, protein. We already get too much protein. That's the funny thing. The healthiest societies now, and for thousands of years, have been societies that ate a high-carb diet. They tell that skinny Okinawan eating his yams and rice that he's going to get fat. The body utilizes carbs directly as energy and has a very good storage capacity in the form of glycogen in the muscles. That's glucose or sugars. In fact, you can eat up to 500 grams of carbs before your body will go through the inefficient process of turning carbs to fat. That is a lot of carbs. That's closer to what I eat. I'll have to put some stuff up so you guys can see what I eat, or you can follow me on MyFitnessPal. Your body wants to use carbs or store them as glycogen. It will only turn them to fat in situations of very high calorie intake and a minimum calorie output. So that means you have to be excessively eating calories and carbohydrates and not moving at all to gain weight off of it. Now, fat is a whole different issue. Fat can be stored, and it is stored directly as fat. So the fat you eat is the fat you wear. It's stored directly. It goes in as fat, and it's stored as fat. In fact, a biopsy of fat on your ass can tell us exactly the kind of fat you have been eating. It turns out, as Dr. McDougall has been preaching for years, the fat you eat is the fat you wear. Fat is dense with calories. So listen here, this is easy math. Okay, there are 9 calories for each gram of fat compared to only 3.7 calories in carbohydrates. Fat is not a primary source of fuel, and the breakdown of fat for energy is far less efficient than utilizing carbs. It shows us that our bodies are actually really meant for eating carbohydrates, not fat. I find it so strange how we cannot see this in society. All these pseudo-experts spouting nonsense and confusing the public. Meanwhile, all I see is patient after patient after patient suffering from excess protein and fat. Even weight loss surgery patients seem convinced that they need more protein. They come to see me because they are gaining weight, so their surgeons must have done something wrong because they are eating lots of protein and drinking lots of protein shakes and eating deli meats and chicken and still gaining weight. Simply switching them to a low fat, that's less than 10%. Well, he says something a little bit different. So simply switching them to a low fat, high complex carbohydrate plant-based diet fixes everything. Now you can find articles that show a low-fat diet doesn't work. Here we go. Listen closely, guys. This is really, really important that people don't know or understand. You can find articles that show a low-fat diet doesn't work, but that is because they are calling a 30% fat diet low-fat. 30% of your calories coming from fat is not low-fat, and that's what they're considering not a healthy low-fat diet. This is not even true. Dr. Ornish and Esselstyn have reversed heart disease and kept prostate cancer at bay on a low-fat diet where fats were 12% of the diet or lower. So I say about 10% is a good place to be. You can go ahead and look up Dr. Ornish and Esselstyn and their research on heart disease. The EPIC study in Europe, having looked at thousands of people over many years, concluded that starch has a very little to do with diabetes, very little to do with diabetes and with obesity. But meat and fat correlate strongly. And if you're eating meat at every meal, meat is still high in fat. Even if you get the leanest cuts, it's still very high. When you're looking to have 10% for low fat, meat is going to be much higher than that. 30, 40, 50, depending on the cut of meat. They found that chicken was most correlated with weight gain. Chicken! So don't tell me chicken isn't meat. It's an animal, right? Okay. That is our health food in this country. How is it working for us? Everyone eats chicken, right? Bottom line, eat fruits, veggies, whole grains, legumes. Avoid meat and dairy as much as possible. As much as possible. The best is none, but try to figure on eating as much fruits and vegetables and whole grains, legumes. Have that be the center of all of your meals. Eat whole, unprocessed food. This diet always works. I have not seen it fail, but I have seen all the other diets fail big time. So again, this is Dr. Garth Davis. You can check out his Facebook page. He's got a great Facebook page. He's always posting awesome speeches and motivational things and information on a plant-based diet. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. Again, I will put the link below to his Facebook page and to the plant-based athlete. And if you guys have any questions, please leave them below. Like and subscribe to Well by Mel on YouTube or check out my Facebook page for more inspiration. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.